Hello and welcome back for Season 3, Episode 4 of Aberdeen FC, the Red Revival. Today we take in the game against Real Sociedad, who we've drawn in the knockout playoff round of the Champions League. Just to catch up on what's happened off camera since you were last with me, we'll just go into the schedule here. We've played 3 games since the Milan game. We had a home game against Aberdeen 4-1, and we then beat Kilmarnock at Rugby Park 4-0. And we beat St Mirren 4-0 at home. So a nice common theme of scoring 4 goals each game, and that'll lead us on now to the Sociedad game. Now that we're caught up then, we can come on to the game against Sociedad. The lineup for today's game will be Dalberg in goals, Mikic at right back, Simic and Cittadini at centre back, Borza left back, Watson defensive mid, Johannes in centre mid, Mastantuono in the right wing, Bracalo in the left wing, Rachmani and John Kennedy up top. Get the game kicked off. Hopefully we can get a performance out of John Kennedy today. He's been struggling a little bit for form of late. Just needs a goal to get his confidence back, I think. Let's tell the guys we're in good form. It's worked for us in the past, let's continue the trend. And hopefully we got off to a positive start here. First leg, we've got Sociedad lining up with a 4-3-3 formation today. And as we've seen previously, we're lining up with our usual 4-2-4 formation that we've now adopted, following the success of the 4-4-2 that we had in the first couple of seasons. So we've got an early highlight then in the second minute of the game. Borza coming forward on the left. He's been a good player for us since we signed him as well. Swings it in at the back post and it's hit off the crossbar, Rachmani, but it was offside anyway, so it wouldn't have counted. But it's a positive start at least. You can see there's some sort of avenue that we can hurt Sociedad here. Rachmani's pretty good in there for us, so if we can get balls into him, it's a good chance of it. But Sociedad have had a lot of possession so far, 66% in the 20th minute, and still no shots from them. So we're obviously doing something right today. We've had a few chances but nothing to note. This ball's played into Rachmani and he looked about a mile offside there, so I'd be very surprised if this one stands. Just waiting the referee with VAR. And it's been disallowed. Not surprising, he looked like he was a mile offside. Just moved far too early for that one. But as I said, positive start, 30 minutes in, still 0-0 at the moment. I would take that from the first leg. So we've got the ball in possession and defence. Sociedad aren't really pressing us too much at the moment. Bracalo breaks down the left. It's laid off to Borza. Plays it in and it's through to Johannesson, who opens the scoring, but there's going to be another VAR check. Rachmani again, possibly offside here. I don't think it would have been. It looks like okay to me, and it's been awarded. So we do take a lead in this game. We've had 2 clear-cut chances, so we are creating as much as we're not having a great deal of possession in the game. We do have a few bookings, so we need to consider that side of things. Don't want to have another sending off on the video. Tend to have quite a few of them. As we cut out the ball, it's been played down the wing. Again, Sociedad aren't really pressing us too much when we've got it at the back. It's just giving us time to get forward, and Mikic is down the right here. Through to Mastantuono, and it's played in. John Kennedy hits it straight at the keeper, and that's another wonderful chance for Kennedy that he's failed to convert. Played through, Bracalo puts it over the bar. So yeah, I think John Kennedy's lacking in confidence. That one goes down as another clear-cut chance. Kennedy's on a 6.4 rating. Best of the team performing pretty well. Tell them that they're doing well, but they're capable of even better for the second half. Give them some encouragement. Tell them we've got faith in them. I'm starting to run out of faith in John Kennedy, to be honest. He's just not scoring any goals for us at all. We'll just need to see what we can get out of the second half of this game. If we can maintain the lead as we nick the ball back in the 53rd minute. Simic all the way back to the keeper. We're just playing it around at the back now. Just, as I said, Sociedad aren't really pressing us, putting us under any pressure. So I'm quite happy for the guys just to do this. Get Simic on the ball. It's surely only a matter of time before they start pressing us a bit more. It's played through to Rachmani, who's put it home to put us 2-0 up in the first leg. So we're in a great position. away from home. Thought we'd have a harder game than what we've had today. Johannesson with the corner now, swings it in, and Cittadini's hit the post with his header. So yeah, Woodwork hit twice, 3 clear-cut chances, 2 of them scored, the other one missed unsurprisingly by John Kennedy. As Sociedad look to come forward again here. There just seems to be no urgency in their play. I'm not complaining by any stretch of the imagination, but they're trying to break through now on the right. We're just hounding them. See, they've given us a very easy game today. The ball's played out wide. Can Sociedad do something here? That's fine. Nothing comes of it. So we're approaching the 70th minute. Probably look to make a couple of changes here now. We'll get Kennedy off because he's playing poorly. Kasumi's a right winger, but surely he's going to be better than Kennedy up front. I think anyone would be at this stage. Borza off for Thomas, just with these bookings I'm a little bit worried. I don't really have a replacement other than Jack Milne on the bench for Simic, and he's not really fit. Riccardo can come off for Rainier, provide some good work rate on the left hand side. As we come into the final 15 minutes nearly, might make another change here, possibly Watson off. We'll bring Pablo Maya on, just a little bit more experience in that defensive midfield role. So yeah, final 10 minutes, I said it's been a fairly simple, straightforward game for us. If anything, I'm just a wee bit more disappointed that we don't have more goals out of this one. We've got a high XG. We've had plenty of clear-cut chances. I was going to look to make a change there, by the way, but I'll wait till the highlights done with. As Sociedad nick the ball off us and send it all the way back to their own keeper to allow us to reset. Pretty poor tactically from them. Sociedad cut inside, and Dalberg has managed to push it over the bar for a corner for Sociedad. So yeah, we're in the last couple of minutes. I think as long as we can see this out, a 2-0 lead's a very good lead for us to take to Pataudry. So it goes out for a throw in. So we'll make our final change. We'll bring off Mikic for Ramsey, who's still recovering from his knocks. He's not quite fully fit yet. Not as sharp as we'd like him to be, but he should be able to do a job for us in the closing stages of the game. As Thomas tries to break down the left here, 5 minutes of injury time, played across, doesn't come to anything for us. Sociedad now try and hit us on the break, and that's a poor effort, in fairness. Let them shoot from there all day long, happy enough with that. And we should have, yep, final whistle, 2-0, we've won the first leg. Say we're proud of them. No one gave us a chance. I gave us a chance, to be fair. Sociedad wasn't the worst draw we could have had. Yeah, I think we need to do something about John Kennedy. He's one of our best strikers, attribute-wise. Just going to have a word with him, but I better check his form first of all. So we can see here just now, his form's terrible. He's not scored since the middle of December. Criticise his last game, say he squandered chances, he had a glorious chance that he didn't manage to convert, and hopefully we get a reaction from him. But yeah, his form's been very, very poor. What we'll do is we'll just rest a couple of the players just now, but we won't rest John Kennedy because he certainly does not deserve it. We've got Celtic up next, but we'll play that off camera, and then we'll come back for the second leg against Sociedad. So we're back now for the second leg. Just before we get cracking on with that, I'll just fill you in on how the Celtic game went. Just go over to schedule. We took an absolute battering off Celtic at Parkhead. We lost 3-1. The actual game itself, we were quite well matched, the two sides. So it was a pretty even game, but just wasn't to be on the day. But we'll go on now with the second leg against Sociedad. So on to the starting lineup then for the game against Sociedad, defending the 2-0 lead. We've got in goals today Dalberg, right back will be Mikic, Cittadini and Siebert at centre back, Thomas left back, Pablo Maya at defensive mid, Johannesson centre mid, Mastantuono right wing, Rainier on the left wing, John Kennedy and Rachmani up front. Playing Kennedy in the pressing forward role today, hoping a change of role might bring some better fortune for him. But I think I'm just clutching at straws, to be fair. He just seems to have lost it now. His head is not in it anymore. Tell the guys to play up for the the critics' praise of them so far. I'm going to ask the guys to give us an edge up front, the strikers. Just try something a little bit different with them today. So we can see here we've got our usual 4-2-4 formation for this one. And Real Sociedad will be playing a 4-3-3. I don't think Sociedad could be any worse than when we played them in the last game. In the first leg, they were very passive in that game. Didn't do much against us coming forward and really didn't press us very much either. And there's very little happening in the first 10 minutes. We've just got our first highlight of the game. Sociedad do have a player on a booking. We come forward and it's a speculative shot from distance here from Mastantuono, which brings us a corner. We are good from corners. Hannesson plays it short. Plenty of room there for Thomas. He's going to play it out wide. He plays it to Maya. Has a shot and hits the post. The amount of times we hit the post in games is actually frightening. Sociedad coming forward with the break there, but they are offside. Yeah, I think it's something in the game. I think the woodwork gets hit far too often. Hannesson plays in the corner. Mastantuono back out to Hannesson. Plays it in, but it's a free kick. Apparently we were offside from the corner there. Yeah, as I said, I think the woodwork gets hit far too often in the game. I mean, I know it can get hit quite a lot in any game, but it seems to be every game we hit the woodwork at least once, twice, sometimes 3 or 4 times. Which I just don't think my players are that bad or that accurate at hitting a post that they're constantly aiming for it. So we're going to shout at the team, we're going to give them some praise because we're still holding on to the 2-0 lead and we're actually playing pretty well in this game. As much as we haven't created anything of real note, we've completely restricted Sociedad. They've not had a single shot as of yet. But as I say that, we have a highlight just before half time. Thomas coming down the left with it. So we look to try and get something here. John Kennedy through to Johannesson, who's put it away, but I'm pretty sure he was offside there. Referee's just going to check it with VAR. And unfortunately it's been disallowed. No big deal, at least they're trying to get into positions. John Kennedy's playing a little bit better today on a 6.7. Just get the team talks out the road with and get the second half underway. So I'm just going to cautiously speak to them, tell them that they've got the ability to perform better today. See how that goes. Sociedad have now had their first shot. They are still bossing possession in this game, but we're happy for them to do that as long as they're not getting into advanced positions and threatening our goal. But they do have a free kick here. We'll see what comes of it. It's taken an absolute age to take it. Gomez hits it just wide of the goal. So that's really been their best chance of the game, which has been a free kick. We've got to the 67th minute now. We might start thinking about making a couple of changes shortly. So we have a corner from Johannesson. Swings it in and Cittadini's hit the crossbar with it. So yeah, there's another one hit the woodwork. And we'll look to make a couple of changes now. Just have a quick look at the tactic as well. And who we can possibly bring on. So we'll bring Kasumi on. The youngster is still developing. He'll come on to play wing, just change things up a little bit. Watson on in defensive midfield. And I don't know whether to risk bringing anyone else on at the present time. In terms of our tactic, I don't know whether we want to change anything, maybe lower the tempo a little bit, just to retain possession better. And we'll play a little bit more width. Just because we have got Kasumi on playing the wing position, no point in playing him narrow. We'll just push back now to a mid block as well, just to give us a little bit more leeway and not let them in behind as the game's coming to the closing stages. So we're into the final 10 minutes again. Sociedad are yet to have a shot on target in this game, so we're certainly doing our job very well. It would be nice to actually win the game though at home, if we could. Sociedad now look to come forward. We've managed to nick the ball there with Renier. Again, his work rate's very good for us on that left hand side. McBanney now It's in for Watson, has a shot. I don't know if that one hit the woodwork or not, or whether it was saved. Guess we'll see in a few minutes on the match stats. Must admit I'd be absolutely shocked if it hit the woodwork. So we'll bring on Mosquera or Bracalo. We'll bring Mosquera on for Rainier. Bring off John Kennedy. In fact, I'll move him. I'll bring Tooney on. Youngster. We're in the last few minutes of the game. He can just run the legs off. Minokia in for Johannesson. McMahony back into the pressing forward position because he's better there. And I'm going to go attacking. I want to win the game. Let's go for it. So into the closing stages. Very little happened. Only 3 minutes of injury time, so not much time for those guys that have came on to make a difference. And we're through to the round of 16. Professional performance in that second leg, I would say. The guys, again, we've hit the woodwork so many times as per usual. Yep, happy days, we're through. We get 8.2 million for that. John Kennedy vows to end his goal drought. I'll crack the jokes, mate. We're going to beckon him with our hands ahead of discipline. Tell him that he has to play to a higher standard. I'm going to propose a target for him. Doesn't want a target, so tell him standards are too low. He doesn't understand why criticism is being used to try and get him to improve, because nothing else is working, John. You're not doing it on your own, so something needs to be done. But I don't want an argument with him just now, so we'll just fold with that side of things. In terms of the schedule, we've got a few games coming up in between, but we will come back for the round of 16 of the Champions League. If I just look back there, John Kennedy's last goal was on the 17th of December, and he's played in just about every game since then, so his form's terrible at the moment. I'm kind of tied at the moment with who I've got registered for the Champions League. I don't really have any other good strikers to bring in for him. But in terms of the league table, sitting 2 points clear of Rangers at the moment. Rangers do have a game in hand. Celtic are also still in contention just now. That's it anyway for this video. Don't forget to subscribe for future content, to like, share and comment.